Arsenal are 7 points clear at the top of the Premier League, and the Opta supercomputer says that we have a 94% chance of winning the title. And yet, this weekend could be the game that blows the entire title race open, because standing in our way is a team that might be the worst possible opponent we could face right now. David Moyes' Everton. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It is Fodder on Football. We're heading into a massive Premier League weekend, and the spotlight is firmly on Arsenal and Everton at the Emirates Stadium. With fewer than 10 games left this season, every single point matters. And while we're chasing the title, Everton are quietly chasing European football. It makes this game far more dangerous than it originally looks. But let's start with the title race, because after the 1-0 win against Brighton, combined with Man City dropping points at Nottingham Forest, Arsenal have opened a 7-point lead at the top. Now, we still have that game in hand for City, and Arsenal have still got to travel to the Etihad in April. But right now, Mikel Arteta's side are in complete control of this title race. And what's impressive is how we've been doing it. The wins haven't always been spectacular. The recent victories against Chelsea and Brighton were tight, scrappy, sometimes even frustrating games to watch, I'll admit. But title winners don't always dominate games. They have to find ways to win them. That mentality showed again in the Champions League this week. Now, we travelled to Germany and were obviously held to a 1-1 draw against Bayer Leverkusen in a match where, quite frankly, we did struggle to create clear chances. For most of the night, it looked like we might leave empty-handed. But in the 89th minute, Kai Havertz steps up and buries a penalty after Noni Madueke was brought down in the box. It was a late rescue mission, wasn't it? But it does keep our momentum alive. But there is a potential problem, and we know that. That midweek game was not what the fans wanted to see, and that extra travelling to Germany means that fatigue could start becoming even more of a factor, especially in this game, because Everton come into this game far, far fresher. Why are they dangerous, though? Because it's not just about them being fresh. Everton are quietly having quite an impressive season. They're 8th in the table with about 43 points. They're coming off a 2-0 win as well off of Burnley. Goals from Tarkowski and Dewsbury Hall sealed that victory late and kept their European hopes alive. But this is the stat that's probably going to worry most people, because it worries me a little bit about this game. Everton have got the 4th best away record in the entire Premier League right now. They've collected 24 points on the road. To put that into perspective, that's the same as Man City. So David Moyes has built this team that's organised, disciplined, and extremely difficult to break down. It's exactly the type of team that can ruin a title race moment. We have seen all too often recently how these games are won by small margins and how we don't exactly attack in a fluid manner, I guess you'd say. So tactically, this match is fascinating. Our biggest strength meets Everton's biggest strength. We've scored 24 goals from set pieces this season, the most in the league. Let's take that, from corners, free kicks, penalties, and they've been deadly. Let's be honest, riling up other fans. It's lovely. Wouldn't it be nice to get another one of those? But I've got to say, Everton are the best team in the Premier League at defending set pieces. They have conceded just 8 all seasons. So one of those records has to be tested in this match. If we're going to break down Everton, the key man is probably going to be Declan Rice. Now, Rice has created 55 chances this season, trailing only to Bruno Fernandes and Dominic Szoboszlai. if Everton sit deep, he'll be the one trying to unlock the defence. We have got to make sure we're not just relying solely on Declan Rice and set pieces in this game. We have got to start seeing better rotations in the midfield, better rotations up top, ways of progressing the ball, not the horseshoe shape I was talking about in the match reaction from Leverkusen. Can we get some carriers in midfield? Let's start being a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more varied. And then the other problem we've got is Jordan Pickford, because the Everton goalkeeper has been excellent recently and he has had big saves against Newcastle and Burnley. He's probably the only goalkeeper at the current moment really competing with David Raya for the best goalkeeper on form. But I do want to give us a little bit of positivity. There's a strange milestone looming. Pickford is currently 2 goals away from conceding his 500th Premier League goal. That's not exactly the record you want to hit at any point. But can we please make that happen at the Emirates? Let's go get 2 goals. Let's put the pressure on. Let's make sure that we are still 7 points away from City at the end of this match. Now, for Arsenal, Martin Odegaard and Trossard are obviously doubts after missing the trip to Leverkusen. Mikel Merino is definitely out with a foot injury, and everyone else seems like they could be available. So I have a feeling we might see a team really similar to the Leverkusen match, maybe with Kai Havertz starting up front, though. Everton, meanwhile, are much fresher, as I said previously. They've had 11 days to recover since their win against Burnley. And that's because they had an FA Cup exit. Now, they might be without Jack Grealish and Carlos Alcaraz, but Seamus Coleman looks like he could return to the squad. I would presume that we'll see Moyes set up in a 4-2-3-1 with Barry up front, maybe Njai and Dewsbury Hall, McNeil probably behind them. We're gonna just have to grin and bear it, because I doubt there's going to be many changes from us. One of the good things I guess you could take away from this, though, is that the team know what they need to do. And Everton have just won one of the last 29 away league games at Arsenal. That lone victory came back in 2021, and we're still unbeaten in our last 6 games against the Toffees. So on paper, whatever that means, everything points towards us winning this game. But we know title races are rarely that simple. So no surprises here, but I'm going to suggest and predict a tight, low-scoring game. Everton are probably going to sit deep, defend compactly, try to frustrate Arsenal for as long as they possibly can. But if we can score early, this could quickly become a 2-0. If Everton keep it level heading into the second half, the pressure inside the Emirates Stadium could start to build. My prediction, I'm going with a 2-0. Maybe it's a wishful 2-0, but this absolutely has the feeling of a potential trap game in the title race. So, your turn, guys. Do we step forward towards the title, or, God help us, do Everton blow that race wide open? Drop your predictions in the comments below, guys. If you've enjoyed the preview, make sure you like, subscribe, and stick around for more Arsenal coverage. You guys know football. I just talk it. Forward out.